What's up, guys? It's Wash and Ho here from House of Ho and HBO Max.
You're my first wife. I hope you're my only wife.
I got my buddy
Vinh Truong here in the house.
Don't know if y'all ever saw Training Day, but today's my first day working with Vin.
Today's a training day, Officer Hoyt. Show you around, give you a taste of the business, you know?
All right, we're gonna go check out some pre-foreclosures and some foreclosures on properties that are getting foreclosed on in River Oaks.
Yep.
And you guys already know River Oaks. It's one of the most expensive zip codes in the city of Houston.
Now that you have a sense of the neighborhood, I'd like to show you some of the early sales documents. You can see the title here, a real home place for the family of modest income. The houses are not grand at all. You see that there's Norman, French, Spanish, English. These are the different types of architecture that were suggested be represented in the neighborhood so that there was a consistency of traditional architecture, but particularly a consistency of scale.
Houston, and believe it or not, he was shocked too, but there's a good amount of foreclosures.
Huge amount.
Yeah, so
And, you know, I mean, I lived in this neighborhood for over 20 years. I know it really well. And that's one of the reasons why I told Vin I want to focus on this area, because it's always important to focus on what you know and the location that you're buying it.
all right, so which one you want to go first? Because the list is pretty massive, man. Just
I'm thinking
Just hit-
this
just-
Pelham opportunity right here.
okay, that's
God,
okay.
you memorized that, bro?
I love real estate.
Bro, this is what I used to do when I was younger with my dad.
Yeah.
I remember going to auctions with my dad, and what you've explained to me this morning has got me so motivated. I'm feeling young again, baby. What is this, my foreclosure?
My foreclosure hero. That's it. We save homes, save homeowners.
Homes, save people's credit, and hopefully we can make a little money on the way out.
Yep. 2509
2508.
Pelham.
Yep, 2508. I love that street. It's right by my sister's house. Make it right here.
It's Pelham over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's one in Chilton right here. Is there one in
Yeah,
Chilton?
we go Chilton. Is there one on Chilton? I love that street.
The one right there?
Where?
Is there? No.
Oh, you probably saw that last month.
Oh,
huh?
okay. Yeah, that's probably.
So every 21 days, you're telling me we'll get a list like this and just go buy homes.
Yep. So in Texas, the foreclosures happen every first Tuesday,
Yeah.
and every 21 days there's a brand new list. And you're not gonna believe it, but there's anywhere from 300 to 800 homes on that list that's getting foreclosed just in Harris County.
Is it possible, since these are River Oaks homes and we're talking about multi-million dollars here, I think it's a little safer investment, but I don't have that many millions to just drop on foreclosures here.
You know,
I'd like to have some partners, guys.
Yeah.
Who wants to partner with a hoe?
you know, honestly, price cures all.
Yeah.
And so if you get it at the right price, you know, I mean, even though it's a couple million, but you know, you get it, you know, 50% off, 40% off. I mean, 40% off of River Oaks is like, I mean, 2 million, 40% off is like freaking almost 800,000. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good spread.
The number one rule in real estate, guys, I learned from my dad is never buy anything without upside from day one.
Absolutely. I like
Right.
that. I like that. Yep.
And I think that's what we're doing today.
Yeah. Training day. I like that.
Going up.
Got Denzel Washington, Ho,
Denzel
and
Ho.
Hawk over here. Oh, yeah.
Man,
This is gold right here.
that list is only just 77019. I mean, the other list that I gave you earlier was
I want-
After Notes, which is like 2 pages.
After Notes would be great. 77027.
Oh, here it is right here.
I want
Oh,
770.
here we're about to
Wow,
pull up
this
right
is
here.
Pelham.
Yep, 24. Is it this way, right or left?
I think it's probably to the left. I think,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So normally, most of these properties, before you buy them, you got to drive by and make sure that it's there still, right?
Okay.
I mean, so we're gonna drive by, make sure it's occupied, vacant, if it's a lot, if it's a house, And if it is vacant, we'll get out of the car and see what kind of repairs it needs to be done before you bid at the auction, because whenever you bid at the auction, it's as is where is. So
do you have a gun in your pocket?
I have it right here.
Sexy though, isn't it?
Hey, but
we're in Texas.
We're in River Oaks. I don't think anybody's gonna be coming out with thing.
I think they might see two Vietnamese dudes trying to buy their house. They're gonna come out.
No, man, we of course we're always trying to help them save their house. I mean, like other than,
I think we're saving their credit.
Other than buying their house, I mean, if they're there in the front, if they need to borrow money, I mean, we can let them borrow some money, stop the foreclosure.
It goes to show you that it doesn't matter how rich people look on the outside. You never know what they're going through, so you always gotta knock on the door and find ways to get information, and you can help people.
Yeah. So I mean, you let them borrow a quick 6-month loan at a 10% interest rate. A couple points here and there. Let them get back on their feet again.
You do that?
Yeah.
So they can live a little bit.
Yeah. So normally, like if it's $50,000, $100,000 behind on their mortgage, you let them borrow that money. You put a second mortgage on the property. So just like a second mortgage at a 10%. Couple points, and then
a second mortage
on your house. Yep. And then you let them borrow. So you normally send the money directly to the bank, so you don't give it to them, so they don't pocket it. So you give it to. Here it is. Right.
Oh
That's it.
No, I know the owner.
Well.
Holy shit. This is the house I wanted to buy.
Really?
No, I swear to God.
So that's how it looks like right
Bro,
there.
I know he owned an oil and gas company, and it started doing really bad, and my friend worked there, and he was like, Wash, he's losing it all. You should try to offer to buy his house. Is this really? Oh, this is really it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so just to give you guys an idea, we're gonna have to mask this information out because we don't want to make sure this is all over the thing, but just to give you an idea of what really happens when you're driving, looking at property. I mean, you grew up in this area, you know the people in this area, you know their names.
He's the CEO of this oil and gas company.
Yeah, and he just said the story. He said he knew of him and he knew he was in trouble.
I knew he was in trouble for the last 2 years.
Yeah, so.
But it's beautiful inside.
Yeah, but he didn't know how to help him. But now,
So how do we contact him?
So
dude, I will buy that house right away.
Crazy, right? Dude, it went back to the bank for
849.
Yeah, when it's worth 2.6 million. God, dude.
So what does he owe on it?
To 849.
That's all.
But the bank took it back. The bank took it back.
Oh.
Here. Wells Fargo took it back on March 3rd, 2020. Yeah.
So what? But how's he still living there?
Is that his car?
That's him.
Oh, that's him?
I think. So what's the next step?
So the next step is just so foreclosures are a very touchy subject, right? It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable, but I mean, look, hey, I'm working with a company that helps people in foreclosure. You know anybody that's in foreclosure that needs help, that may be the conversation, or it may be a conversation for you where you call your contact and be like, hey man, I have
a relationship with the bank.
Or call your relationship with the bank and say, hey man, I want to buy the note. So that's the other thing I was talking about earlier, is that like if you still want them as a customer and you still want them to be able to live in their house, you actually could buy the note from the bank. It's called an assignment of deed of trust. And essentially the bank will then assign you that note for $850,000, and then you become the bank, and then you start collecting from the seller.
What makes the bank want to give that to you?
So most times the bank, they have underperforming notes, and they don't want to have a bulk of underperforming notes, and because it's in default, they're wanting to settle it or close it out, so then they can loan more money, because an underperforming note doesn't make any money for the bank.
It ties up their money.
So I mean, it's like a 3-to-1 ratio. So like if they could free up $900,000, they could loan to like 5 other people
that perform.
Performs. I
got you.
And it's a relationship business. I mean, it's just a relationship business with the banker and with the homeowner, So that is.
This guy took a reverse mortgage.
So a reverse mortgage. So we're in River Oaks. A lot of people retire here, right, Washington? So I don't want to say most time, but like, so when you pay off a house free and clear, you do a reverse mortgage, so then the bank gives you money every single month to live until you die.
Yeah.
And then once you die, the bank then takes the house because you don't not give it to anybody else.
Yeah.
So they probably gave him a check for $1.6 million as a down payment, and are paying them monthly until they die.
I got you.
That's the reverse mortgage. And the cool thing about that one is that wherever they're at, you could then also take over. You could also take over their payments on their reverse mortgage. Which is it's crazy, right?
What'd you say?
Dude, like on that $1 million,
Yeah.
let's pretend if you know them and they passed away,
Yeah.
what you could do is well, it depends on if they're in a estate or a trust, but you could then take over their payments.
Yeah.
So like they will stop getting payments from the bank, but then you could then take over the payments from the bank and then pay it off on that reverse mortgage. If they were selling you the house before they die, or yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but it is possible, because if they pass away, the bank's gonna stop paying, but then you could then ask for a payoff and pay it off, because I mean the house is worth $3 million. I mean that's $2 million in equity.
All right, let's go to this house.